India, and I'll be your guide today. Most of you know how to drive a car, truck, bus, or maybe even a Segway. But do you know how to drive a jetbridge? If not, you're about to find out. A jetbridge is an enclosed, movable connector which extends from an airport gate terminal to the aircraft, enabling guests to board and disembark without going outside.
Alright, it's pretty much that rectangular looking thing behind me that connects you into that.
Now that you know what a jetbridge is, let's talk business. It is imperative for operators to follow the proper policies and procedures when operating a jetbridge in order to ensure the safety of our guests and our teammates, as well as prevent any sort of aircraft damage which may disrupt the operation or affect aircraft reliability.
Although the jetbridge may seem intimidating, it's actually quite simple to operate. You'll definitely need to familiarize yourself with the controls before you even turn this thing on.
While there are different types of panels for jet bridges, they all operate on the same two principles, whether by joystick or buttons. The jet bridge can only move forward, reverse, or side to side, and the cabin can be moved up or down and rotated left or right. Now, let's take a look at a typical control panel. Before the jet bridge is able to move, you must first bring it to life. This switch has three modes: auto level, off, and operate. Turn the switch to operate when you're ready to power it on. And don't worry, we'll explain the auto level position later on.
Once the switch is in the operate position, you can press the power on button. This will turn on the main electrical power and the green light will illuminate. To the left of the power on button, you'll find the cabin controls. From here, you'll be able to extend and retract the canopy and rotate the cabin to align it with the aircraft's door. The bright red stop button is used to turn off the main power to the jet bridge and is also used to stop it in the event of an emergency. Those digital numbers on the left will let you know how high the jet bridge is from the ground. Be sure you double check what the appropriate height is for your aircraft. The wheel indicator will tell you which direction the wheels are facing. When positioning the jet bridge, watch the swing limit so it does not exceed a 45-degree angle.
To steer the jet bridge, use the blue buttons labeled Steer on the left. There are only left and right buttons that will turn the wheels in their respective directions. The vertical drive buttons on the right will raise and lower the cabin.
And don't forget about the warning bell. Sound it when you need to in order to let our rampers know when you're on the move. When you're ready to move, just get a hold of the joystick in front of you. This allows for forward and reverse motion of the jet bridge and is also pressure sensitive. The more forward or backward you push the stick, the faster the jet bridge will move. And when in doubt, stop the jet bridge. If there is an emergency, stop and notify a supervisor immediately.
Now, that was just a typical jetbridge panel. But as you can probably imagine, jetbridges vary widely from station to station, and here are a few examples. As you can see, although jetbridge panels vary, the basic operating principles are essentially the same.
A good rule of thumb is to be in the jet bridge 10 minutes prior to the arrival of the aircraft. This allows time to conduct the necessary safety checks.
Before you go inside, head out to the ramp and make sure that the area is clear of FOD, or foreign object debris. FOD, no matter how small, can potentially cause major damage to an aircraft. Also, check to see that the jet bridge wheels are adequately inflated, straightened out, and in the box. And ensure that there are no vehicles or equipment parked underneath. Now head inside and turn on the lights. Oh, and please make sure the jet bridge is clean. That's the last thing we need. In addition to making sure that the jet bridge is clean and free of debris, you also want to make sure that the carpet is clean and dry.
As the aircraft approaches the gate, you will want to check the airframe for damage, especially around the door. Have station maintenance assess the damage before you attach the jet bridge to the aircraft. The damage will be recorded and an investigation will be conducted to find out where the damage came from. If it is not reported as soon as possible, your station will be responsible for that damage.
First things first, always wear hearing protection. As nice as our airplanes are, they're not exactly the quietest kids on the street. Make sure the ramp is chalk to nose gear and give you a thumbs up before moving the jet bridge.
The rampers will also check to make sure that there is no damage to the aircraft.
Once given a thumbs up, proceed towards the aircraft with caution.
Bear in mind that our guests have places to go and people to see, so you'll want to have the jet bridge hooked up within 60 seconds for our guests to deplane. It is important to practice safe and efficient approaches to our aircraft, and it is never acceptable to cut any corners. Also, the cabin floor should be 3 inches away and 5 inches below the aircraft door.
Once aligned next to the aircraft, deploy the canopy, but make sure that the canopy does not make contact with the actual aircraft. Once the canopy is placed, turn on the auto leveler.
The auto leveler ensures that the cabin floor adjusts as guests disembark from the aircraft.
Never disengage the auto leveler or retract the canopy while the aircraft door is open. If you ever hear the auto leveler alarm go off, stop boarding immediately and investigate the cause.
Now that the aircraft door is closed, it's time for pushback. And again, never disengage the auto leveler or retract the canopy unless the aircraft door is closed. But before you unhook the jet bridge from the aircraft, take a look outside and make sure that there are no vehicles parked underneath.
At this point, one of the pilots will signal a ramper to disconnect the GPU, or ground power unit. The jet bridge will not move unless the GPU cable is fully retracted. A warning alarm and flashing indicator on the panel will let you know if the cable is not completely retracted. Now power up the jet bridge, disengage the auto leveler, and retract the canopy. And remember, Never move the jet bridge without guidance from the ramp.
Once you are in the box, straighten out the wheels and the cabin and adjust the height of the jet bridge to prepare for the next inbound aircraft.
Don't forget to shut it down when you're done. This will prevent unnecessary wear and tear.
And that's all there is to it.
We're saying what not to do at the jetbridge. I got my
But on a more serious note, jet bridge damage is something we must strive to avoid at all costs. Even just a scratch on the paint can cost us hundreds of dollars in repair, not to mention thousands upon thousands of dollars lost while the aircraft is sitting on the ground. What was once our pride in the skies would now be reduced to a multi-million-dollar paperweight.
Now I hope you've got all that, because that's all the help you're going to get. Just kidding. On your very first jet bridge experience, there'll be a certified trainer helping you every step of the way. Ready?
Ready.
Now let's go drive a jet bridge.